Let's move on to our next story this morning. Page 6 of the Daily Trust. FG pushes for Ekweremadu's transfer to Nigeria.
Why? Why? Do you know the number of Nigerians who are in jail in the UK? What has the federal government done for them? Oh, so because it's the former senator. And look at what we did. He said the federal government is exploring the possibility of securing the transfer of Ekweremadu, who is serving a 9-year sentence in the UK prison for organ harvesting. Now listen, a high-level delegation from Nigeria was dispatched to the UK. The delegation met with the UK Ministry of Justice in London earlier on. This delegation included, look at all those for Ekweremadu, Minister for Foreign Affairs, Yusuf Matuga, Attorney General Latif Fagbemi. It was a whole team. I saw a video of them. There were about 4 or 5. Why do we do this? Is Ekweremadu the first Nigerian to be sentenced in a UK prison, that at this crucial time you are sending your Attorney General and your Minister of Foreign Affairs to go and talk to the Minister of Justice in the UK? And I will tell you why. The reason is because the president is looking for support from the Southeast in 2027. It's always about him. It's always about him. Somebody should give me another reason. Well, he has the power to do so. That nobody is challenging the powers. But I also have the power to say that I think very strongly that it's always about him. And I think the president should please be broader. Think beyond the borders of his own personal whatever it is when he wants to take a decision like this. There are crucial Nigerians who are also and it's not a political offense. Again, this is part of, this aligns with the list that we had, the list of pardon that we had. Okay, it aligns with the list of pardon. And do you really need to send the Attorney General, the Minister for Foreign Affairs? Why do we do such? An official of the Solicitor General of the Federation could go there. Who are they going to talk to there? Civil servants. But you see, my thinking is that the president wants to be seen as making all a good effort. Let all the Ogakpatapatas go and so on and so forth. And these are wastages, and also they send the wrong signal to ordinary Nigerians. They send the wrong signal. And on Thursday at 9 o'clock, we are going to do we're going to start a series where we expect, hopefully, people will phone in, and this is going to be a serious matter. The headline is Nigeria needs adults in the room. Meaning that Nigerians must now begin to show responsibility. A truck, an unregistered truck, unfortunately the Punch is not here, an unregistered truck went and killed 2 children, 2 students, I think somewhere in Ado Ekiti, an unregistered truck. So you might not even know the owner of the truck. Why do you have an unregistered truck? Because the elite in our country and the government officials in Lagos, for example, the Lagos state government and the elite have continued to show that if you have the power, you can drive an unregistered vehicle on Nigerian roads. It has killed 2 students now in Ado Ekiti, and NANS had to issue a statement. Why would you want to have? I will keep repeating it. And it's part of what we are going to start on. We have to put the elite of this country, we have to put them in check, and we will jolly well do it. What would you have? The one that I can't understand for the life of me is after you register the vehicle, you now cover it again with. Whereas I explained to you where the origin of that. Let me, for those who maybe didn't hear me on that day, in the military, there's a tradition that if you have a star rank, that star rank is put on your vehicle. When you are in the vehicle, the star rank is, if you're a brigadier 1 star, the cloth is taken. When you are in the vehicle fully, it's there. When you are in the vehicle in civilian clothing and it's not, then they cover the rank, but they don't cover the number. The Chief of Army Staff is I think the Soldier Army Staff is NA1. Air Force NAF1. A car must be registered. A car, I want to remember if the governor's car is registered. Now, why? You can use your name if you want. I can have my car, Jimi Disu one, as long as I can buy the whatever from the FRC. But our people, you register the car, then you cover it. Between on Saturday, between Victoria Land and Shogodedo, I saw about 4 with escort cars, the same old habit going. It is time that Nigerians would start to take their elites. The government shouldn't push a situation where it is citizens themselves that will stop all of these people without driving these cars without numbers and hold them responsible. An unregistered truck, 2 students in Akure. So back to before we lose track of this, back to I don't think I don't see why the government is doing this. I think it's for political reasons. But the president, I hope, would have learned now that it's not everything that is political and that you have the powers to do that is completely right. The president has the powers to do it because he says that they want him transferred to Nigeria. When he gets to Nigeria, he'll be pardoned.
Very, very likely.
He'll be pardoned.
Very likely.
But you must remember that what he was jailed for is for an attempt to harvest the guy's kidney. And it was a 50-50 chance that the guy would have died.
Let's take our last story, or maybe,
This place is hot.
The Guardian newspaper. Reps Lord Tinubu's intervention, payment of protesting contractors.
Okay, so the contractors who went on more or less on a rampage, we are getting to hear from this story that immediately the president heard of it. He said that he called on the Minister for Finance and the Accountant General and said they should immediately start paying these contractors. And some contractors, with the guidance length, have seen confirmed receipt of payments, which is very good. We thank the president for that. But we would also like the president to have a more systemic manner. If you do a job, you submit your invoice. There should be a time frame the government must pay this amount, whether it's 90 days, so people can plan. So now that you have paid this, I hope the president now will also look at the issue, because most of the government contractors, let's be very honest with their politicians. But I hope in this same spirit, the government will order that, for example, the old soldiers will be paid. The government workers, the old soldiers who have been complaining, have been going to Abuja, whatever, we hope he will call Wale Edun and the Accountant General to pay them too. What is good for the goose is good for the gander.